All praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And peace and salutations to the hopeful elect brothers out there that's pushing this word in sincerity and in truth across the four corners of the earth. I just want to get into a second segment of the identifying America in the Bible because America is mentioned throughout the scriptures decoded. So you're going to have to decode based on prophecy and based on the times we're living in to identify the kingdom known as America in the scriptures. It's once you put the scriptures together, it's plain to see where is America located in the scriptures. First scripture I want to get into is Isaiah 47, starting at verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. America's the virgin daughter of Babylon because America hasn't been touched as far as war goes. There hasn't been any war in this land. No one has basically nuked or sent a bomb or even brought war to the land of America on these shores. Um, it says, "Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." So it won't be called no more tender and delicate because America is prophesied to be destroyed, according to the scriptures, by thermonuclear missiles, ICBM missiles, by America's allies, some of the allied countries, and then some of the other countries such as Russia, China, and North America, and so forth and so on. Just recently, some of the tactics that America has been doing with their military drills, the North America has basically hasn't take those drills real lightly. They've been very pissed off, pretty much, of America's uh, performing their drills. So they basically looking at those as act of war. So that goes in with the prophecies of what Yahushua said to the disciples in Matthew the 24th chapter, stating that there should be wars and rumors of wars. Verse 2, take the millstone and grind meal, uncover the locks, make bare thy legs, uncover the thighs, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. When it goes into talking about making bare the legs, uncover the thigh, basically uncovering the whole body of America's wickedness, because these are reasons why America is going to be destroyed. Further scriptures I got is going to go into why America is the land of the wicked. Verse 4. As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee in darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. So the Lady of Kingdoms, America is the one nation that is the highest pinnacle of America is New York. New York is like is basically where whoever comes to America, they want to go to New York. And there's a statue of the Statue of Liberty sitting tall in New York. That's how you identify who this is talking about. That Lady of Kingdoms is America, and the Statue of Liberty is proof that this is talking about America. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance, and given them into thine hand. Thou showed them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. That's talking about when with the slavery, when the Southern Kingdom was carried in the cargo slave ships over here to the land of America. So the scripture says, I have given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy, because Esau, the so-called white man, He basically showed the so-called blacks no mercy. He just basically he ruled with an ironclad fist. He basically would totally destroy our people here in this land of slavery. It says, "Upon the ancients thou hast very heavily laid thy yoke," meaning that they performed a very severe, hard slavery to our people. "And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it." Because when you go to Psalms 49 and 11, it tells you that their inward thoughts is their kingdom shall endure or reign forever. That's Esau's projection. He believes that their kingdom will never go down, but he doesn't consider the latter end, which the latter end is America being destroyed. Another way to identify America is the next scripture is Isaiah 14 and 10. It says, all they speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? And that's what the other nations are going to be saying. That's what they're starting to say now, because before America was known as like the number one nation, the most powerful nation, the most powerful technology, the most powerful army, and in the land that everybody would desire to be in or desire to come to, because America had, its military might, and they've shown that they will basically bomb other countries. They still bomb other countries now with their drones. They go through with their military drones, and they bomb villages, they bomb cities. That's what they do, and they most notably is what they did to Japan with dropping Fat Boy, was it Fat Man and Little Boy? I forget the saying, but they dropped two atomic bombs on Japan, and that country basically was devastated on those two bombs that they dropped. So the other nations are not in fear of America as they once were, because they're beginning to develop their nuclear sites where they have you know basically developing their own ICBMs, nuclear capabilities to defend themselves or to bomb America. Basically, that's what they're gonna do. It's what they want to do. So that's why America's always putting sanctions on other countries for them having a nuclear, their nuclear research and their nuclear programs. They don't want that because, I mean, if you've been the bully at the playground all your life, and then all of a sudden other people done grown up and they're not afraid of you anymore. Who do you think they're gonna be looking? Whose asses they gonna be looking to whip? America. Next scripture is Jeremiah 50 and 22. A sound of battle is in the land of a great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become desolate among the nations? So that once basically proves that America was the hammer. America was known as a powerful nation. You take a hammer and you slam it on anything, more than likely that hammer is gonna break whatever it hits. So it's basically letting you know that the hammer of the whole earth has been cut asunder. Verse 24, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. How does America strive against the Most High, against the Lord? By their laws that they're passed. They pass homosexual laws, they pass bestiality laws, they pass unrighteous decrees against the people, against the public, against the Israelites primarily. All the things that America stands for is against the Bible, but the Bible was um, supposed to be sworn in as the book of the law by Ronald Reagan. I believe it was 1983, if I'm not mistaken. but America was supposed to be upholding the law of the land by the Bible, but it actually breaks all the laws of the Bible by the laws of their land that they pass. The Lord had opened his armory and had brought forth the weapons of his indignation, which is the ICBM missiles. For this is the work of the Lord, power of hosts, in the land of the Chaldeans. Um, to get a quick scripture right quick. Actually, let me see. There's a scripture that basically goes into, um, there it is. It's Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and bringeth forth the instrument for his work, and have created the waster to destroy. So that's basically those nuclear missiles that because basically the smiths are in the ancient days. A smith was who you went to if you wanted a sword made, or you wanted a weapon to defend yourself or whatnot. So it was basically a sword or a weapon. And so the modern day smiths are your scientists that in these scientific labs that are creating these nuclear missiles, the ICBM missiles, and that's the instrument of his work. That's the waster that's going to destroy America. Back at Jeremiah, verse 25. The Lord had opened his armory and had brought forth the weapons of his indignation, which is those ICBM missiles. For this is the work of the Lord, power of hosts, in the land of the Chaldeans. Come against her from the uttermost borders. Open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. So that's how you know that that's the missiles, because the ICBM stands for intercontinental ballistic missiles. I mean, they can go from continent to continent. That's how you know that this is talking about the modern day Babylon. That's how you know it's talking about today. Because in ancient days during Babylon, first of all, Babylon wasn't utterly destroyed, because that land of Babylon, which is the land of Iraq today, is still being inhabited, and there is some left of that land. In those days, they didn't have a weapon that can go from one land to the other land, and from one continent to the other continent, the uttermost borders. And so that's how you know that this is talking about now. That's talking about Russia, which is on one uttermost border, on the other on the eastern hemisphere, going to be shot all the way to the western hemisphere, which is America. Verse 27: Slay all her bullocks, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for their day is come, and the time of their visitation. So this nuke is going to destroy all their bullocks, all their. It's going to destroy all cattle, all animals. It's going to utterly destroy everything that's sitting on the land of America. The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon, to declare in Zion the vengeance of the Lord, our power, the vengeance of his temple. Call together the archers against Babylon. Archers is those other countries, those other nations that have nuclear capabilities. All ye that bend the bow, camp against it around about. So these other nations will have their military set forth all their nuclear missiles pointed at America. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her works. See, other nations they're pissed at America. America has given them a rotten cup of wine, and they've been drinking this wine for years, and they're sick of it. They're starting to throw up off of that wine, and so they're gonna be wroth with America. The Most High gonna put his spirit on these other nations to basically want to lay bombs on the shores of America. That's when you read in Obadiah, it says that they have laid a yoke, laid a wound. Basically, it's saying that let me just get it. Okay, it says. Let me just start from the top. It says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord, power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathens. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made all thee among the heathens. I have made thee small among the heathens. Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart had deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? This is the arrogancy and the pride of America and the so-called white man. Thou shalt exalt thyself as the eagle, which let further prove that this is America, and the so-called Esau symbol, which is the eagle. And though thy set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. If these come to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some grapes? Because a normal robbery, a robber will come and just take what he needs and get the hell on. Not America. America's gonna wring you dry. That's what America does. They take over other nations and they wring them out of all their resources and take it. They leave no grapes left on the vine. How are the things that Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men, here's the point, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. All the men that were at peace with thee, all the nations that are allies amongst America, have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him, which America can't see. Esau can't see that these other nations is gonna lay that wound up under thee, that and shoot the missiles and be part of the destruction of America. Verse 29, call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about. Let none of them escape. Recompense her according to her works, according to all that she have done. Do unto her, for she had been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, said the Lord. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, said the Lord, power of hosts. For thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee, and the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him. I mean, all the cities throughout America is going to burn. This is 2 Peter 3:10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. That great noise is those missiles being shot over here, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hasten unto the coming of the day of the Lord, the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall dissolve, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we according to his promise, because that's this all describing, America being burnt up. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. That's what the servants of the Most High is. That's what we're waiting for. That's what we hasten the day for. That new heaven and new earth represents new rulership, with Israel being the king of the rulers in that new rulership, the kingdom of heaven. Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless. And that's why brothers go out diligently doing this work, hoping that we may be found worthy to escape these calamities that come, and be deemed worthy and blameless, without spot. I'm gonna close with this last scripture in Malachi, starting from the top. Fourth chapter and 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all they that all and all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. But unto you that fear the name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healings in his wings. That's talking about when this thing goes down, when America's being destroyed, the Most High is gonna send the angels to reap up the elect men, women, and children that's called and chosen. Those the basically the 1/3, the 144,000. They're the ones that fear the name, and the Son of Righteousness shall rise up with the healings of his wings. Those wings represent those chariots, because you get boosted, you get delivered up into those chariots, because it's a scripture. Let me see if I can pull it real quick. I believe it's Isaiah 26. I think it's the 10th verse, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I can look it up. Let me just go to my sword, because I think I know exactly where it's at. Because when this happens, the angels are gonna come and spread the Most High's wings. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, it's Isaiah 26 and 20. It says, come, my people, enter into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be passed over. That's it's basically when the destruction goes down, entering into thy chambers is going into those chariots, and the doors will shut up and will cover you like wings, so that the chariots gonna keep you safe, above all the destruction, and until the indignation be overpassed, is America being destroyed. So back at Malachi, It says, "But unto you that fear the name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healings in his wings, and ye shall go forth and go up as calves of the stall, and ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet in that day, and in the day that I shall do this, said the Lord of hosts." And that's talking about when those when you read in Jeremiah 16:16, the fishermen being turned to hunters, those elect men gonna come out those chariots and gonna tread down on the wicked across the four corners of the earth, and they're gonna basically be ashes under the soles of your feet, starting with the feet of Yahweh Shai, because he's the leader of the Lord of hosts. So with that, hopefully that this was edifying. There's plenty of scriptures on identifying America and the destruction of America. It's a never ending topic, and there's so many scriptures. I just wanted to bring out a few, but you can go on and on with scriptures identifying who America is in the scriptures and America's fate. So with that, I want to say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace salutations to the hopeful elect brothers out there. Shalom.